flexible as concrete, as malleable as a brick. You should call a hotline, 'cause I'll never admit that I'm a gambler or an addict. Can't see the panorama, so I look through the microscope to see a calmness view of an unfunny joke. I'm a serious.
Hi, my name's Alex, and I bought an RV from 1985 for the purpose of my band to tour in, and that was in December of last year, and COVID happened.
Has the system gone alright? Robots malfunction.
I bought this RV off of OfferUp, and I actually bought it because I was looking for a trailer for my minivan so that we could tour in my minivan and then put all of our gear in the trailer. And I already bought a hitch for the trailer, I already paid to have it installed. I was going through OfferUp and there she was. She was old and she was these brown retro-y colors, because it is from the 80s. So what I did was, after looking at it on OfferUp, I showed it to my dad, who was a mechanic for many years, and I was like, do you think something like this is possible? And he was like, go there and look at it, and if it looks decent, I'll come look at it. So I went over to Hollywood, Florida, where it was parked, and I went and looked at it, and I went and met this guy, and he was super nice, and he told me that he was moving and he needed to get rid of it. And so I was like, okay. So we took a look inside, and it was a little rough, and then there was actually a big problem with it when I pulled up that I forgot to mention. There was a tarp on the roof, which is never a good sign. I asked him why there is a tarp on there, and it's because there was a gaping hole in the roof, like a big one, a really big hole, and there was water coming through, so we put a tarp on there. When I bought this RV, there were some problems. One, the air conditioner barely worked. The air conditioner was actually right up here above my head, and it was big. It was like really big. It was really heavy, and you want to be careful with weight in these things. And I don't think it worked. It wasn't working, and it leaked like crazy. Took it for a test drive, and when we drove, the water would pour out of it. There was also the issue of where we would store our gear. We're a band, we carry amps and guitars and merchandise. On top of that, we are insane, so we tour with our own lighting and our own sound. Plus, there's 5 of us in the band, plus a merch guy, plus a photographer, and sometimes a filmer. That's 8 people, so we need to store tons of gear, people, instruments, amps, merch. And that's actually a problem we still haven't solved yet, because we can't tour, we haven't needed to. And then there was also the biggest problem, the toilet. It was disgusting. It was so gross. Our old RVs like this, and all sorts of RVs, unless you have a compost toilet, they have a black tank. And if you don't clean them regularly, they smell horrendous. Like, horrible. But even knowing all of these problems and what it would take to fix it, we kind of ignored all of the warning signs and took a chance and just did it. And I'm so glad that we did. We spent 11 months of quarantine building this. This was my quarantine project, was renovating this thing. And so after 11 months, we're kind of done, sort of. It was enough to be moving. And I want to give you a tour of the bus. This is the driver's area. You got your steering wheel. There is a major problem with the steering wheel in that the horn doesn't work. So, and when you're driving in an RV like this, people love to cut you off, and it's so horrible to not be able to tell them exactly how you feel. What else we got here? Blinkers, all that. This is the dashboard. None of this works. Radio, we have no speakers. I think this works, but there's no speakers. So. Air conditioner doesn't work. How do you want AC? Window. Open up that bad boy. Like so. Air conditioning, old fashioned. Lights down here. Oh, lights, pull that out. Oh, blam, you got your lights. Let's move on to the dinette. This is the dining room. This is the original red table that came with the art, or the original table that came with it, but we put contact paper on it to make it red. I really wanted like a red table. I wanted like a red something. I just wanted like a big colorful centerpiece. And so that's what we got. And the beauty of this is that this red table actually goes down into a bed. So all these green cushions come out and it turns into a bed and someone can sleep here. Actually, you could probably fit 2 people here. You could fit a touring 2 people here. But yeah, pretty simple. Cup holders. Cup holders, super important while you're driving. All your drinks fly around, so cup holders, muy importante. So this is my bedroom, and I'll be honest with you, I sleep better up here than I do in my own bed. It's super comfy. I put little curtains up here, block out the light. Obviously they're falling down. Duct tape is your best friend in an RV. Yeah, it's a bed. It's really comfy, really enjoy it. No complaints, 10 out of 10. I also put this nice tapestry up here to cover up the insulation that we had installed. Great. Okay, so this is the kitchen area. Microwave, storage, TV, which we'll get to. This desk that I built for eating and making sandwiches. Air conditioner. And this part is great. This part like comes out and then you can point the AC in whatever direction that you want. Storage, usually for food, sunscreen. We usually actually keep the food in here, but right now it's got a toolbox. More storage for food. Refrigerator. Alright, so moving on from the kitchen area, taking a couple steps back, we'll go to the bathroom. This is the bathroom. Pretty simple. Sink, toilet, shower. We got this shower curtain that we bought at Walmart, I think. And the idea being that maybe we'll cross off wherever we go on the map when we go there. Toilet works. Sink works. Wow. I'll show you how we had to replace the toilet. That was hilarious. So glad we never have to do it again. When we bought the RV, it constantly smelled in the bathroom. And we thought it was maybe like the tank was dirty, which it was. But what happens is with the toilet, when you screw it on, you put a gasket there and you screw it down and that clamps the gasket shut and that keeps all the smell from coming out. But with the toilet that was here, he had only put one of the 2 bolts on there. And so what had happened was when it's supposed to smush down, it was actually kind of open on one side, letting the smell from the black tank out. And it was horrendous. But we fixed it. The last room in the RV is what was the master bedroom. We do have a broken window in here. That's how it came. I don't know how to fix it. And it actually hasn't been that much of a problem, so we're gonna leave it. Yeah, master bedroom. What we did was this bed took up this entire area here. And we knew we needed somewhere for storage, so what we did was placed it with 1 slab of plywood, cut that down the middle to make like a folding door. And this way we had a place to store our gear, and also we have a place where if we didn't need the whole bed open, we could move it into a single bed and have that much more space, which is great. So that's the Supergold tour bus. We can't tour now, but we're certainly going to take this on a lot of adventures. And I hope you enjoy this tour. This thing has been this is the most amount of work I think I've ever done, from tearing out the floors and replacing carpet and all of that, but it's been super worth it. And yeah, we're going to take this everywhere. Yeah, thanks for watching. Cool. That's our RV.